Yeah.
Alright, here we go. We did see both players on your screen right there. Of course, now we are looking at mYm.XlorD, who actually, and mYm in general, just to highlight that clan a little bit and give them a little bit of the props they deserve. The team has been doing recently quite okay. I mean, considering the lineup which they presented a couple of months ago, certainly if you followed Warcraft 3 close, where mYm really had like a dream team, and I even believe in the foreign scene in StarCraft Root, that team was considered to be pretty much the best team out there.
That was the old mYm, though.
Yeah. With Draco and stuff?
Yeah.
And Whiterun even once? Or was he always Mouse?
No, Whiterun was on mYm at some point. I believe Strelic was as well. They had a very good team. They even had Testy. And some others, I think.
So yeah, when they presented this StarCraft 2 lineup, it wasn't really like all that impressive. People were like, Sazi didn't achieve anything yet in SC2. And if you look where he is right now, okay, still he's not MC, but I mean, he's been playing very well, showed on DreamHack that he's more than capable of competing with the best. And now once again going 3-0 in his group. That is good. And XlorD as well has been doing good in the German scene. Got a 4th place finish at EPS. He won the EPS Liga Pokal. 3-2 or 3-1 even against Hasu in the finals. Of course, that is Zerg versus Proto. I'm just kidding, Greg. I'm just kidding. But XlorD has been doing very well in general. So good job by mYm right there, picking up those two guys. But we're still, didn't really have a name for himself in SC2, but been doing more than fine recently.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're definitely a team that's willing to place faith in like previous results. Mondragon as well. Yep. Cloud, who when they picked him up, I don't believe he had done anything yet in StarCraft 2, but he was a great StarCraft 1 player. So it's kind of interesting to see a team that's willing to build on past results like that and just have faith that their players will turn into what they could be.
Well, it's kind of difficult to get established players out of teams nowadays in StarCraft 2 too, so it makes a lot of sense. And StarCraft 2 is such a young game, and there are a lot of players who are very close to the top anyway, so I think it's a very smart move by mYm.
Nice to see that, at least sort of get rewarded by it. We see XlorD spawning the Muslim's position, who of course the Muslim is our blue Terran spawning at the 6 o'clock position, while XlorD is our red Zerg spawning at the 12 o'clock position. That's a surprise. Well, 1 second I thought I was mislooking. I wonder if there was going to be the reactor build from the Muslim. Of course, the also famous the Muslim into Hellion into double starport Banshee, which doesn't really always work. Certainly not the real opponent that expects it and goes for a relatively quick meta build, but that doesn't seem to be the case, at least not for now.
Yeah, and DeMusliM actually opting for a fast gas tech build, which wasn't anything we had talked about. So maybe he's just gotten frustrated again. He's resorting to one of his cheeses. Because he was doing a lot of like really heavy Marine Hellion SCV all-ins when we were practicing yesterday. So.
Yeah, he likes the 3 to 4 Hellions with 8 Marines, and then loads the Marines up at the high ground, and then the Hellions as well.
Oh, he was just doing a straight all-in, like build up a bunch of Marines, SCVs, and Hellions, and he just attack move them.
I can imagine him doing that. If you're not comfortable with CVT in general, Metallopolis cross position is more or less a poor scenario for you.
Yeah, it's very difficult to play a straight-up game here, even in best conditions. So, which add-on was that? He was
a reactor.
Ah, okay.
And we do see a relatively quick command center once again by DeMusliM though, so perhaps not all that all-inish after all. We see XlorD going down for it. The speeding up rate, not mining any more gas right now. Queen popping out Spinecrawler as well, just to be safe.
Yeah, after seeing the one gas, he assumed reactor Hellion, which it will end up being actually with that factory there, but just much delayed after expansion.
Interesting build. I haven't seen it that much, at least not with the expansion, of course.
It might actually work out if XlorD notices there are no Hellions coming and just goes very low in Zerglings, doesn't get a second Spinecrawler. It could very well favor DeMusliM for delaying his Hellions and just tricking XlorD and not making any units, I guess.
Yeah, because he will have around 6 Hellions out before any lair tech kicks in. Although he's still making 6 Zerglings now, and he will have Speedling. That should be enough to defend his ramp. But it could give him map control anyway to delay the 3rd, which would be well worthwhile.
Yeah, we do see that relatively quick starport as well, so I still think he's going for that like 8 Marine and then maybe 4 to 6 Hellions, and he's going to try to drop them over here on the high ground. Something that Fury has been doing quite a bit. I don't know if you know him, Playzone Fury?
Yeah, he was at DreamHack. I don't really know him, but I know who he is.
Okay, yeah, he's a former Warcraft 3 player and a good friend of Ben as well, so I guess perhaps they shared a couple of IDs in StarCraft 2, and especially in this matchup, since I do know they use Skype a lot. I see Fury do it quite a bit, and I saw the Muslim try to go it a couple of times as well. It can work if it totally catches your opponent off guard, but if they can see it coming and they have a decent amount of links, you really commit quite a bit to this attack. Now, we do see that early medevac, so it seems like...
That's really interesting. Generally with this style of build, I've seen it done with blue Hellions instead of reactor Hellions. I know Select does that a lot, and actually Quirice as well. They're big fans of that build.
It's a little difficult to actually elevate or drop all your units if you don't have blue flame Hellions, because you're going to have more units and only one dropship.
Yeah, and the Lings just don't die fast enough. They can actually surround and kill stuff on the high ground.
Interesting. I love the overload placement so far by XlorD, even though it's not all around the map. At least it's at the crucial points where potential drop. You could see potential drop incoming. Taking control of the zone watchtowers all along as well, even when he lost the first circling, instantly sent the new one. So good job right there by XC, making sure that he has map vision, that he ain't blind now running around the thing. Small things like that can actually really save you. Small things like that can really save you the game. If he sees the push coming in time, he might just be able to produce one more wave of circlings.
Yeah, definitely. He really needs to catch sight of either the Marines coming out or the medevac on the way, because right now it just looks like a kind of a strangely timed reactor Hellion to him. And I don't believe he's seen the medevac.
No, I don't think.
This is going to be very dangerous for him because he doesn't even have banelings out yet, just circlings.
But he's making 12 more circlings, so actually he should be pretty fine.
There we do see the overlord, so XlorD should know exactly what he's facing right now. There we see the Marines on the high ground. 3 queens at once being pulled by XlorD. Is DeMusliM going to have enough time?
Oh, he lost his timing there. He could have surrounded the Zergling, while the Hellions were in the medevac.
That's what I felt too, certainly when those 3 queens shooting at the medevac. But DeMusliM does have his units on the high ground right now. More and more Zerglings coming in for XlorD though. I still think DeMusliM is going to need excellent Hellion micro and somehow gets a lot of damage on these Marines. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
No, it looks like he's just going to defend it. He loses the dropship and it's going to lose all his forces. It's going to be looking really strong for XlorD now. Yeah, DeMusliM is in trouble.
Yeah, that just a good surround by XlorD there. DeMusliM kind of left himself vulnerable and he didn't pick up those extra 2 Hellions he had out there. As you were saying, that's the problem with the reactor Hellion. You just have a lot more units. It takes 2 or 3 trips to get everything inside, instead of the efficiency of the blue Hellions.
Instantly, XlorD produces 10 more, or morphs in 10 more drones, realizing that after fighting off this push, there's not really all that much to worry about anymore. Instantly goes into macro mode and things is going to look grimmer and grimmer for EG's very own DeMusliM. He's going to research Cloak now as well. That's
that's a very strange move.
Yeah, that's an odd choice. I'm not an expert in this matchup, but even I find that a relatively odd decision.
Actually going for 3 starports in total.
Yeah, I don't know.
He tries to hope for a miracle that XlorD won't go Muta for a while or something like that, I guess.
Unfortunately, the Spire's almost half done, so that's not really going to pay off. Also getting the blue Hellion upgrade, so...
And a 3rd base. I don't know exactly what DeMusliM is doing there, but...
Yeah.
He kind of slipped in macro, I think, while macroing his units, because he was really high in minerals and gas, and still kind of is.
Yeah, this is an odd way to spend it, though. 3-star Banshee versus Muta Zerg.
It's indeed a relatively odd way. The Queen took quite some damage, a couple of Hellions right now poking a little bit at the mineral line from XlorD, more like the gas line. At least nice decent micro Hellion micro right there. Baning's not really able to get a good detonator off, so he might be able to grab a couple of drones now. Doesn't really matter. Both Queens very low in HP, but low enough to fight off this aggression.
He did see the Spire at least, and he immediately puts up a bunch of turrets. So he's still producing 3 Banshees.
I mean, it could work if XlorD really doesn't react fast enough and you have 3 Banshees at all your bases, you're gonna lose a ton of drones.
Yeah, it certainly could. He is putting up the 3rd base, so he just needs to do some damage while he turtles up on 3 base. And he would be in okay shape.
The problem is he needs to get his Banshees into position as close as possible without XlorD seeing it, and then cloaking them, because you're not going to have a lot of energy.
Yeah, XlorD doesn't have a whole lot of map vision at this point. He is sending out the mutas.
He's going to send out the mutas. He's going to scout the starports for sure, even though when he will probably run into this missile turret, but I still think he will get a glimpse at these 2 starports. DeMusliM is going to try to prevent that right now. How many... He does
see the tech lab and 2 starports. So
he should be warned.
If he recognizes that, he'll know something's up.
These mutas right now going to town on these Hellions. DeMusliM purely using these Hellions right now as distraction. Smart move right there by DeMusliM. Smart.
Yeah, but XlorD does have control of the watchtowers, so...
However, he's going to the left. He's not going to see it. Yeah,
so
he's
smart move by DeMusliM there.
Smart, once again. Did you watch Epic Mealtime, Greg?
I've seen some of them. I saw the fast food lasagna one. That was the best.
I really like the Jack Daniels sauce.
Yeah, sauce.
He needs to cloak now. Now it's too late. I think XlorD noticed the aliens. He's going to be warned.
He was moving the mutas at that point. He was watching them.
Instantly morphing
he
in
really
an
needs
overseer.
To spread them out.
We have the overseer over here, so the Muslim's Banshee is basically right flying into these overseer. He's going for the queens instead. I don't understand why he's going for the queens. The mutas are there anyways. He's going to be able to kill a couple of drones, but that's pretty much it. Definitely not worth 3... Oh, meanwhile, these Hellions actually did an excellent job, at least. Something worked out for Ben in the long run.
Yeah, but he's invested so much in his harass at this point, and his infrastructure is so bad. Like 3 starports with tech labs for Zerg are almost useless.
And 16 drones right now, 18 drones at once being morphed in. It's a beautiful race, isn't it? Man?
It is.
Well, that's the problem
against
Zerg. If you just do harass but you lose all your units, it's completely inefficient.
Yeah.
You need to be able to put pressure like right after your harass on Zerg.